Okay. Stable. Hello. Let me make sure everything seems good. Hi, everyone. Okay. A little busy in my household right now, so there will be some background noise, but it won't be too bad. Just letting you know. You might hear some meows. Other than that, yeah. But we'll be reading the documents. I already got all of the stuff for them.
Forget something.
I have Rotten Coral, Skull, and the Revenants right here. I have everything, so I'm not going to be doing any gameplay today. But I will be in the lobby and stuff. I will be opening the lobby so you guys can join me. I will be giving you the link in just a second. In just a second. I gotta get someone else in here first. I don't know who that is. I wonder who this is. Oh. What happened? They just disappeared. Let me shrink this a little bit. Now, why are they meowing like that? Where are they even going? You know what? It's gonna stay right there. Wait, there's documents? Yes. There is documents. New Ron Coral documents. Finally out. By the way, I saw you in Evil Cat mode. Evil Cat mode. Was I there? For like one of their events? I don't even remember. Hi, Hoodie. Look at them hard at work. Wait, there's a little spot right here. Okay. Alright, they got it. I'll be giving you the link as soon as this wall turns invisible. That's not correct. Are they gonna make it like glass? That's pretty cool. Wait, it's gonna look like I'm a zoo animal. Hold on. I'm scared. Ooh, I gotta put the link in my Discord. Join the Discord, by the way, if you're of age. Why are they LOLing? You don't know how to change the transparency? You did it last time. You know what? The wall's up. The wall is up. Let's get everyone the private server code. Why not? That work? Okay, it did. Everyone, come up to the garden. We're gonna do a nice little story time. Oh, chair. Big chair. What is he doing? Oh, God. Okay. This looks good. I think this is good. Oh, there's our first person. Hello, Light. Hello, you. Sergeant. Oh, it's Sergeant Sprinkles. That's fantastic. Okay. Time to documents and stuff. If you guys don't know where to go on the map, there should be a nice little way to get up through the garden area. You kind of have to go like way through to like this little staircase, and you go up the staircase. Maybe your evil corner spider. Oh, that's fantastic. This is great. Someone clip this. I don't... Dude... Okay, I'm gonna ignore that.
Forget something.
All right. So first, because I think we need most context for the other documents, I'm assuming we should go with Ron Coral first. Ron Coral first, and then we'll go to Revenants, and then we'll finish off by reading the drill. So there are... Okay. There are 3 pages to the Ron Coral document. Very awesome. Okay. You know what? Let's stop stalling. Let's just get into this, huh? Okay. Z-863. Codename Rotten Coral is a collective symbiotic holobiont. Okay. Already don't know what that word is. Composed of multiple interdependent organisms. Superficially, it resembles species in the phylum Cnidaria. Cnidaria? How do you say that? Whatever. Its external characteristics include a gelatinous, spongy texture resulting from the thick mesoglea of the skeleton coral and a deep green pigmentation derived from the endomycorrhizal fungus distributed across its surface. What are these words? Okay. Initially discovered in cave systems deeper within the Latvan zone during the 1970 Upper Blank expansion of the Hadal Black Site, excavation supervisors dismissed a Z-863 as harmless native fauna and designated them for removal. The management instructed expansion personnel to clear the growths and deposit them into temporary biological waste deposit pits, pending transfer to the black site's primary waste disposal facility. The giant heart one exists. Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay. On April 3rd, 1971, during routine mining to clear quadrants for the blank, management brought in a unit of LR-P workers to offset workforce shortages during an ongoing excavation. A violent altercation ensued between the newly formed LR-P unit and the guardsmen overseeing the operation, resulting in multiple fatalities. Personnel discarded the deceased into the biological waste pits, and they rotated in replacement LR-Ps to continue excavations. At approximately 8:46 the next day, cleanup personnel preparing to process the remains were ambushed by what survivors described them as zombies. In response, an investigative team of guardsmen was dispatched. Oh, that's dispatched? It's supposed to be dispatched to verify the validity of these reports. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Upon entering the excavation quadrant, they discovered extensive colonization by rotten coral and the hostile entities that had not been present before the riot, confirming the presence of potentially anomalous activity. Following the loss of blank personnel and the identification of potentially hazardous effects associated with the rotten coral microbiota, further investigation revealed that the so-called zombies were in fact the discarded LR-P corpses, now extensively overgrown with coral-like growths, with one individual turned blank 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 described as a blank. Okay, so technically described as an blank, that means that whatever this word is starts with a vowel. Or whoever wrote this is stupid. Could be either or. One second, the cats are being loud. Okay. This event, later known as the 1971, not pronouncing that, led to the Z classification and study of samples subsequently named Z-863-0, the Heart of Lazarus, Z-863-1, Microbiota, and Z-863-2, Revenants. Okay. Post-incident analysis reveals that Z-863 to be a holobiont of 273 distinct species. That's crazy. That's not redacted. Primarily within or adjacent to Cnidaria. I'm not even... am I pronouncing that right? I don't even know. All life forms within Z-863 have co-evolved to survive and adapt within the Letband zone, and are so independent that none can survive for long if separated from the... so interdependent, sorry. Not independent. That none can survive for long if separated from the holobiont. Okay? Central to this system is the Lazaphoria viridis. I'm assuming I said that right. An anomalous Dude, fuck you, Hal. Fuck you, Sovi. These words suck. Glomermycota, fungus capable of revitalizing deceased biomass. I knew it was a freaking fungus, dude. Including almost all eukaryotic organisms. This one's worse. This is worse than the Searchlights document. Okay, where was I? Upon contact with deceased tissue, the viridis produces invasive hyphae that root into the host's parenchyma cells. Parenchyma cells, creating a chemical substitute for the host's. Creating a chemical substitute for. Oh my God, why am I? Adenosine triphosphate and effectively restoring full function of the host tissue. This process restores organ function, allowing the host tissue. Allowing Z-863 to animate the host corpse. Such corpses are referred to as Z-863-2 instances, serving a viable sources of Z-863 propagation. Okay, that paragraph sucked so bad. Okay, moving on. The presence of viridis also makes Z-863 exceptional at intraspecies communication. Through its interactions with interconnected organisms, viridis gives a unique form of quorum, sensing that Z-863-1 instances used to coordinate with neighboring colonies and nearby Z-863 instances. I think referring to the revenants. This directs colonies to produce vibrational and clicking frequencies, which shift in response to changes in population density, environmental conditions, developmental stages, and external threats. These abilities to communicate grant Z-863-1 an extraordinary degree of collective intelligence and organizational skills. That wasn't even a hard word, dude. Okay. Allowing Z-863 to anticipate, adapt to, and prepare coordinated responses against potential threats. Okay. While the infested revenants are not technically alive, Z-863 prevents the resurrection of infested personnel in the Banlands until their corpses are destroyed. Therefore, the destruction of corpses infested with Z-863 is a priority in the event of an outbreak. Okay. While Z-863-1 can grow independently without integrating biomatter, assimilation of corpses significantly accelerates their development. Z-863 and its variants are territorial and will not engage with other organisms unless said lifeform is either deemed a threat, potentially assimilable, or enters an infested colony zone. Thank you for the 2, Blue. It's your birthday? Happy birthday. Okay. So, first page, first 2 pages, I guess. Yeah, okay. It's just like a hive mind, basically. It the coral's able to reanimate a corpse through some scientific words that I will never understand. Okay. All right. Archival reference dossier. The following page is authorized personnel above supervisor clearance only. Oh, okay. So this is way different than regular stuff. Okay. Compiled by the Bioparanormal Subdivision. Okay. This is our first ever look into the Bioparanormal Division anyways. Okay. Dr. Igor K. Mikhailov and Professor Hassan A. Rahman et al. 1971 preliminary assessment of Z-863. Studies on the coral assemblage suggest it is composed of at least 273 morphologically and physiologically, my God, distinct lineages. Potential contamination from environmental saprotrophs carefully excluded by replicating growth in the sterilized oolite. That's a real word, okay. Substrates and collecting duplicate extractions. Within the assemblage, the Glomeromycota fungus and the Lazarophora viridis consistently emerged as the dominant organism, accounting for 54% of the biomass. The presence of L. viridis found to reactivate and reprogram the cellular pathways of deceased hosts, collectively resulting in the reanimation of deceased cells with motor responses, rudimentary coordinated activity observed in controlled trials. This seems like it's kind of going over the same thing again. You know what? I'll just keep reading. I'll keep reading. Professor Angelica A. Willis and Dr. Daniel U. Ulverson, 1975, explored the viability of reanimated revenants as a disposable labor force for hazardous and high-risk industrial tasks. Frequencies recorded from the event Z-863.0 instance were intended to influence and control the actions of Z-863 revenants. In mycotia, while the extremely immature mycobiota and newly formed revenants responded to the recorded signals, the reproduced signals failed to control mature colonies. Revenants ignored or were indifferent to the mother frequencies and would attack intruders entering the colony areas. Z-863 seems to develop an adaptive safeguard that prevents an external overrides and preserves colony integrity as it matures. So you can't even I told you, it's like super smart. These things are smart. They can't be tricked. That's what it's saying. That's pretty insane. Okay. Okay. Bioweapon, Lazarus organic overgrowth mutator. Dr. Magna D. Jonassen. Prototype LZG -01. Early attempts to concentrate Lazaphoria viridis for disruptive dispersal in shock and awe were used in infiltration operations. Concentrated Lazophora inserted into a fiberglass casing filled with 98-degree water and a heating pad to create rudimentary grenades. Okay. Initial bloom colonized at rates too slow for... Why are you spamming? Don't spam. You're silly. Bye-bye. Okay. Where was I? Initial bloom colonized at rates too slow to be utilized effectively in combat. Z-863-2s created from blooms attacked all visible targets, including Urban Shade personnel. Okay, well that's... What the hell were they thinking was going to happen? I really don't know what they were expecting. Regeneration, upregulation and colonization thresholds in L. viridis. Dr. Ying L. Guan and Professor Jerome I. Tennyson and Dr. Edmund Laurent. Phylogenomic target sequence capture. Regeneration is upregulated by the activation of the proto... Okay, this is a lot of bullshit. I'm reading a lot of bullshit here. Colonization begins with temperatures... Okay, so it's going over temperatures for the colonies to start spreading. Figure 3, hepatic cells marked with propodium iodide, red in the DAPI blue, and the fluorescent dyes in negative control A, positive control B in experimental L. viridis, infused deceased cells, observed under fluorescent microscope with a 1000% magnification. Viridis infused cells show heightened metabolic activity equivalent to those of positive control, restoring complete function of liver. Why would this thing need to restore function to the liver? What is the use? Okay. Project Green Rabbits and Ham. Do I even want to read this one, Professor? Okay. No. 25 deep sea bunny trial project testing L. viridis and associated organism tolerance in live specimens. Concentrated Lazophora viridis inoculum is administered directly into the host skin cells. Integration and tolerance proved successful. Subjects developed dark green pigmentation and localized developed across the bodies, indicating stable colonization. Following a 3-month isolation study, all inoculated deep sea bunnies were reintroduced into the general population with no observable adverse effects. Okay. So they weren't affected? So what the hell are deep sea bunnies? Why didn't they weren't affected? Is it only humans? That's so odd. Okay. Project Let There Be Life. Experimentation with Elveritis under controlled radiation exposure demonstrated anomalous properties from radiation-induced mutations. In continuation of Seo Jun's Lee research, a concentrated varieties chemical agent developed and experimented on multiple tissue types. Formulation is designated. Okay, I gotta finish this bite. Formulation is designated CT19 for C greater than T. What? Maybe they meant a dash. I'm not sure. Point mutation at position 19 on chromosome 3. Agent is found to cause distinct enhancements depending on tissue sample used. Lead researchers requested funding for potential program utilizing this agent for experimental purposes, including as a weapon and for potential personnel enhancement. If they're able to, like, take the rotten coral and somehow find a way to not get infected by it but make us stronger, that would be, like, I don't know. There's a good reason they're probably keeping rotten coral around. Lazarus Organic Overgrowth Mutator Revival. Continuation of Jonason's program. Early revival trials tested the viability of the Revenant's colonization in 8 human LR-P hosts. Okay. So we're breaking crime. We're just breaking all the rules. So many crimes here. Attempts at live inoculation failed. While initial implantations were successful, implanted Z-863 specimens eventually formed cystic formations that led to cascading organ failures, resulting in the loss of all subjects in implanted Z-863. Oh, so the rotten coral died too. So if the rotten coral is in your body before you die, it dies with you. Okay. Due to the extensive loss of all subjects... No, due to the extensive failure of this trial, the program reverted to using traditional corpses for colonization and shifted its focus towards the secondary objective of creating personnel tolerant to revenants. Okay. Secondary efforts introduced genetic modifications into varieties, conditioning specimens to recognize urban shade issued tags as markers of colonial membership. Initially, revenants created from these assemblages tolerated the presence of tagged individuals. But this angle is so hard to read from, while remaining hostile to other stimuli. However, as the previous tests, as colony maturity increased, revenants began to exhibit higher order discrimination, reassessing tagged personnel not as kin, but as encroaching threats. Huh. The deterrent effect of the tag had eroded almost entirely, with revenants targeting both tagged and untagged individuals indiscriminately. Biological testing revealed that as colonies matured, the implanted genes in the modified L varieties became overwritten. Further experimentation is required. That's okay. So what I'm taking from this is that it knew about the personnel being infected purposely to like try to basically infiltrate and like watch over them because they were tagged. And as soon as like the tag started like, you know, breaking down, it didn't know which ones were, you know, the ones that were tagged, so they just started attacking each other. That's odd. Okay. Okay. Recombinant DNA procedures were performed according to protocols approved by Supervisor Derrick. Genetic splicing done by taking the ivadolacin SMCI-1, SMAQ, blah, 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 and regulatory genes, ALS PAS 2-4 from A. tenebris, inserted into Alvaritis, gene to create genetic sequence. Worms were harvested for dual perfusion in infected mice. 15 days. I can't see. Post-infection, Tenebris were harvested for native. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read this, but I'm also trying to like understand what's going on. Okay. Oh, we're gonna go past that one. There's too much shit. I'll look at it later. Lazarus organic overgrowth mutator revival. Dr. Rika G. Van Emsvoort and Professor Victor. That last name seems really familiar. Skovgard? Why is that so familiar? A significant escalation of the Lazarus Project Phase 2 incorporated modified V-3049-21A colonized Z-863 into hosts. Observations showed that these modifications allowed Z-863 to latch onto living hosts, spreading rapidly across dermal and internal tissues, producing visible pigmentation, nodular growths, and systemic physiological signs signifying successful colonization. Colonized individuals fully transformed into Z-863-2Cs in under 10 seconds, unlike earlier experiments where colony evolution eventually reassessed tag personnel as threats. The introduction of A. tenebris genes ALZ-PAZ-2-4 programmed as holobionts to be unstable with a metabolic collapse of all revenants in mycobiota occurring approximately 30 minutes post-propagation. Dear God, forgive me. Quicker if light is present, preventing colonies from surviving long enough to develop high-order recognition. Unlike earlier, long enough, trials limited to deceased tissue, colonized subjects remained alive until colonization completed, and subjects remained viable Z-863 revenants post-transformation. Revenants created in this way not limited to erratic behavioral shifts in hyperaggression to threats. Even outside of the initially bloomed areas, these revenants are ignored tagged personnel. Are also ignored tagged personnel. Supervisor Adrio approved the advancement to potential weapons procurement, and the research was transferred to the main Hadal Division's development team. Holy hell. Okay, that was so much. That was so much. Are we done? Okay, we're done. Oh my God. Okay, let's take a look at this for a second. Liver cells healthy, liver cells dead, and liver cells infected. So you can see that the healthy cells, the blue ones, they're normal human liver cells, and then you get to the dead ones, they're more scarce because they're breaking down. And then you get to the infected ones where it looks like they were fucking dragged back together and forced to exist again. Okay. It's like as if it's literally like holding it together with strings. Holding these bodies together as much as possible. That's pretty insane. Yeah, this thing is like fucking... It's a hive mind. I could have seen that coming. It's kind of like the trope infection type thing. Oh shit, I said the word that Sophie didn't want me to say. I'm not supposed to say infection. Okay, so there was that. And then we'll go... So the revenants which is a lovely spread. Kat told me not to read Pariah yet. Oh, my food's done. Very cool. Okay. That's what all the noise was, by the way. My lovely wife was cooking dinner. Let me read what Kat said again. So there was a specific section. Yeah, some of it is broken, I've heard. There was a specific section in the liver cells, which we just went over, that wasn't done, I think. Okay. Holy hell. Okay, let me close the document. How did you freaks get in here? How did you freaks get in here? What the hell? They're glitching. They're glitching. Ban them. Ban them now. Hold on. I need to eat. How's your guys' day? Really good. You're sick? That sucks. I'm sorry. Hope you feel better. Man. This is good. I have lo mein. Your day's been great. That's good to hear. You haven't seen the new HQ design? Hold on. It was sent in... Here, hold on. Here he is. Right here. He's very cool. I like this design better than the community-made HQ that existed before this one. I think it was community-made. I'm not sure, actually. But yeah. This design is canon, yes. I actually like the wording on it, where it says Urban Shade's finest. I feel like we're going to learn more about this HQ guy. You don't think it's canon? It is canon. What are you talking about? Don't be silly now. It's only used for community events? Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry. Oh, yeah, it says it in big letters right up there. I thought it was canon. Whoopsie poopsies. Well, it's what the community thinks HQ looks like. So, there's that. What am I eating? Lo mein. I know that there's body horror, don't worry. I'm so excited, guys. I can't wait to read The Revenants and see how wrong I was in my video. A show of hands. Start jumping in game and say me in chat if you've read the documents already.
Is this the real babasmind?
Oh boy. No one has seen it. No one has read the documents. We are pressure fans. We do not read. I know you, Samwise. You made that funny Mr. Shade thing. Read my rotted coral documents. Okay, Shade. 50 pages. No Shade. HQ is actually 300 pounds. Yeah, that's canon. If Kat or Will or like Zerum heard me say that, they'd probably have my head on a stake. HQ is like realistically some like fat little Discord mod. Too much reading? Yeah, it's not for everyone. You don't need to read it. That's why I'm going to make a summary video. So my original plan was to record myself reading it and do a video like the Crooked and Rebarb document video that I did. But then I realized how big these documents were, and I was like, I cannot do this. So I'm reading them here on stream for everyone to see, and then I'm going to summarize all the documents and put them in a nice little video for probably this weekend. I'll probably finish it. But yeah. So far, the document's pretty good. You love reading the documents even if you don't understand a lick of it? Yeah, it's true. That's how I felt reading the Rotten Coral document. Hal and Sylvie were in their own little world writing this. As soon as page 2 hit, they were evil. 50 player to end the stream? No. I would, I can't say that on here. Never mind. Just no. I'm going to take a couple more bites and then we'll get back to it. Hopefully you've all eaten dinner too. Most of you live in America, I'm assuming. It's around dinner time for all of us. Don't worry, I'm gonna get back to it in a second. Let me enjoy my food. Lo mein's so good. I love lo mein. I'm eating rotten coral. Yeah. Shelby said it himself. Canonically, rotten coral doesn't affect my character. So. Because they would spit me out immediately. They're like, ew. What is this thing? Oh, that's enough food. Okay. Let's get back to it. Let me take a swig of water. And we'll get started on our revenants. So I don't... There's something missing from the Pariahs page, from what I heard. I might not read it. I gotta see. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should do the drill, and then we'll save the revenants for tomorrow. That's okay. You guys want me to stream again tomorrow? I can probably do that because it'll be Friday, and after the stream, I can probably get started on the summary video. Maybe, yeah. You know what? Maybe we'll do like the drill right now. We'll do the drill right now, and then tomorrow we'll do the revenants along with. Is there multiple pages on the drill? Oh, thank fucking God. Okay, yeah. And then tomorrow we'll do the revenants, and then we'll play a little bit. Why are you server hopping trying to find me? The link to my server is pinned at the top. Okay, let's read this. I've heard a lot of stuff from this. Okay. The Skull Pulse laser drill is an experimental mining apparatus located in the tower quarry, in the lower quarry of the Black Site. Despite its name, the device functions as a superheated plasma jet drill rather than a pulse laser system. That's okay. Already off to there he is. Initially proposed by director, professor, teacher, Kepler as the natural evolution of mining strategy. The project sought to revolutionize mining technology, utilizing plasma arcs capable of melting rock layers to reveal valuable materials underneath. Although rejected by the board, Kepler secured funding by directly appealing to Mr. Shade to begin construction in secret. Construction on the apparatus started in 2015 and concluded in 2017. Okay. So Kepler's already on Mr. Shade's good side. That's probably why he's still around. Standing at 300 by 300 by 300 studs, the machine is a colossal circular fortress of steel and reinforced alloys. Its frame is embedded into the quarry bedroom with 4 stabilizer beams used to prevent structural collapse during operation. At the core of the contraption, a primary funnel houses nozzle arrays that inject inert argon neon mixtures into the funnel. As these gases come out, they are superheated and directed toward the rock surface to form a column. The arc is capable of generating temperatures between 1,000 and 10,000 degrees upon contact with surfaces and can quickly melt or vaporize rock layers within seconds. To maintain a stable column, arc stabilizer rotors descend around the drill as it fires. These rotating modules assist in stabilizing the plasma jets and detecting changes in arc stability. Okay. The drill is powered primarily by the energy produced by Z-2. Oh, okay. So this is like pure Thor power. That's, okay. Alright. However, backup batteries charged through geothermal vents around the Letvan zone can sustain operation for a few minutes if necessary. Owing to its immense activation cost and destructive potential, unlike a specific rival organization, Urban Shade enforces strict operational protocols when it comes to activating advanced machinery. Personnel attempting to operate the drill must first obtain clearance from the Blacksite administrators and manually turn on 4 safety switches distributed across the cavern in activation posts to power it. Otherwise, the central console switches remains locked. These excessive safeguards were in direct response after an incident in which a junior technician nearly triggered the drill's ignition, potentially burning through blank dollars and endangering a visiting party of supervisors. Once the system is primed, final activation is performed at the console, after which the drill commences operation. Despite all initial expectations that the drill would be a tremendous failure, the Skullfeld's laser drill defied expectations during its first trial, uncovering one of the most significant known platinum deposits in recorded history, estimated to be blank million kilograms of ore concealed beneath the quarry. This discovery not only offset the project's initial development and operational expenses, but secured a high return on investment. Did Koppler just get a win? I'm sorry, the guy that made a fucking lunar dock with floating water, this guy, he got a win? Are you serious? No, do not give Dr. Kepler access to this document. Should Dr. Kepler request access, please consult Archivist Blank for a sanitized version. Okay. Hold on, does that say the same thing in the lunar dock one? Hold on, I think it does. Yeah, do not give Dr. Kepler access to this document. That's so funny. Oh my god. Okay. Dr. Kepler's kind of a director. I keep saying doctor, sorry. Director Kepler's a little funny guy. Dude, he swindled Mr. Shade. That's insane. Why are you in my face? Oh yeah, I can't leave. Hi everyone. Hi stinkies. Okay. I'm gonna get off now. My voice has taken a beating from this. But yeah, Director Kepler, what an amazing guy. Oh, okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Revenant stuff. Other than that, it was great seeing you all. Okay. Bye bye. Love you all.